welcome back to Upstate Update. Today is Saturday, February 3rd, 2018, and I have a co-host.
I'm back. If you don't remember me, I'm Sierra.
With Sierra St. Louis, I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley. Let's get right into it. We've got a little bit of a different show this week because I've got Sierra here. We're not going to just do talking about the week, but we are going to start with that. So this week there wasn't a whole lot going on, honestly. It was our second full week of classes. Nerd class is still fun. Today we read Chronicles of Narnia, which it was like the one book in the Synergy library that I did not read as a kid, which is kind of funny. I remember the movie coming out, but that was kind of a weird book. The analysis that we read was kind of way too overthought, and it was kind of, I thought it was like time where you just kind of, sometimes a fairy tale is just a fairy tale and you need to let it go. But it was still fun, and the discussions we had in class were great. We had a spirited debate over whether or not Edmund is a terrible person, and that took up like 20 minutes of class. You have anything to contribute?
Nope.
I also really like CRS recitation. It's longer than the actual lecture, but my TA is really nice, and we do some fun activities. I'm partnered up with some interesting people, too. That's the class the Frank Howard, the basketball player, is in, and he actually showed up this week. He came to recitation and lecture one day and then was not there the next day. Like 20 minutes ago, Syracuse lost to Virginia, but they're ranked 2 overall, and I think we put up a good fight, but, you know. Also this week, the snow came back. It had melted because we've been having like temperatures in the 40s, which is like unseasonably warm. And this week, when the snow came back, it took like 8 hours, and then the ground was covered in snow again. And then yesterday, we added to the snow wind, which was not very fun at all. Unfortunately, I had to go outside, and I was just almost being blown off course. I had to wear ski goggles. It was great.
I had an entire day. It was gone from 9:30 till 5 in that weather.
You were mostly inside.
No, I was not mostly inside. Most of my day was spent going in between buildings, and it was from 9:30 in the morning till 5 o'clock at night. And he's complaining about going outside once.
I'm from California.
And
Give
I walked
me a break.
across campus in that wind.
You're not human. You weren't even cold.
I am human.
You were cold though.
Maybe a little bit.
You were wearing a tank top.
Yeah, I had a sweatshirt on, but anyway, continue. So my week was fine. You guys don't know anything about my schedule, but my Mondays are normal. They go from, I have 9:30 classes every single day besides Thursday, and Mondays I get out at 2, so Monday wasn't bad. I didn't have anything afterwards. I did homework. Tuesdays are bad days.
It's like my Thursdays from last semester, but 3 times worse.
Yes. So Tuesdays, my schedule goes, I go from 9:30 in the morning until 9:30 at night, with one break from 12:30 until 2 o'clock, in which that break I do homework anyway. But yeah, so that's my thing. I have a bio lab first, and then I have the break, and then I have psych lecture, chem lecture, calculus recitation, and then chem lab. So that's my Tuesdays. My Wednesdays are about the same as my Mondays, a little bit longer. And then Thursdays, I don't have class until 3:30, and that's my only class that day, which is really annoying. But I clean beforehand. And Fridays, I have one class, and it's at 9:30 in the morning. But
I don't have class on Fridays.
Yeah, you have what I had last semester. It's not that big of a deal.
It's great.
But anyway, I was talking about earlier about him complaining. I had class at 9:30, and then after that I had a meeting, because I'm in a Welleslink program. It's a leadership program here on campus for people of color. I had a meeting with my peer leader, and then from that meeting with my peer leader, I had to do a sonar research, which is for my psych class. I'm also taking psych, which we have to do Sona research for. We have to have 4 hours of credit participation, and I was doing 1/2 hour credit that I had to do, and that was all the way across campus. And then after that, I had a my seminar for WellsLink, which was in another building that was halfway back across campus, and that was from 3 to 5. And then I got back here on 5:38, and then did homework, and then hung around for a little bit. But that's why I was complaining to him in the last clip about him in the weather. Yeah.
I'm from California.
Shut up.
This week I have 2 special things for everybody. First off is something that's actually been already posted, but I'm going to link to when the video goes live. I do daily drawings. I've talked about this on the show before, but not everybody that watches the show is on Instagram, which is where I post them. So on the website, I have done a blog post with every drawing from January, which is 31 drawings and a little bit of caption for each one. So I will link to that in the description of this video, and you can check it out on the blog. So I'm going to hopefully try to do that each month and post for the people that aren't able to see it elsewhere, because I'm having a really good time with that. My favorite one that I've done recently, actually you guys won't get to see till February. Maybe I'll post that one on Facebook, because that was it was actually yesterday's drawing. It was the one I've liked the most of my recent ones.
Also, if you guys didn't notice, I straightened my hair.
If you didn't notice that, you might want to get your eyes checked.
I think you should get yours checked too.
That's
anyway.
very true.
I straightened my hair, and it's very long. I know when it's short, it's curly. It is about. Shake my head for that. It's about down to here on my back when it's straightened, and when it's curly, obviously you guys saw it. It's about up here. So that's the difference between straight hair and curly hair, which I have, and also Syracuse pajama pants. These are the ones I got for Christmas from my grandmother, and they're like the only thing I have that's Syracuse related besides the sweatshirt.
It's good though, because she used to hate wearing anything Syracuse. We're converting her.
No, the only reason I wear these is because they're really comfortable, and I can pull them up to my waist.
When we were straightening Sierra's hair, we amazingly didn't set the building on fire. I was helping out, kind of, but we had the fan and the window open and the door, because the fire alarms here go off at anything. So
yeah, and I did not feel like going outside in that weather because it was again cold and windy.
And her hair would have been half straightened.
Yeah, it would have been a fluff ball. Maybe he'll insert a picture, maybe it won't. But it's just large and in charge when it's like brushed out. But yeah.
The other big thing that we're doing on the show this week is a Q&A. So earlier today, I asked for all of your questions about what's going on here in the Upstate, so I can update you on it. If anybody had anything specific they wanted to ask, this is the chance. I think it'll be a semi-regular feature on the show, maybe once a month, and this is the first one, so let's get started.
And I also suggested it, so.
Okay. Whatever. Okay, I'll you get top of the description.
Yeah.
So first up, Bill Pooley asks, my Uncle Bill, what is the most fun you've had this school year that you can talk about?
Oh gosh. Quiet first.
I think that's probably gonna have to be trampolining with Sierra and Rebecca last semester, because that was one of the first Orange After Dark events that we did, and they do a really good job of putting on really fun stuff. It's kind of weird that it's late at night, but I love like House of Air in San Francisco, so it was really fun to go to a completely rented out trampoline place. Plus I dunked. You can't beat that. So that's the one I can talk about. I think my absolute favorite thing that's happened this semester is something I can't talk about. So.
Okay. Well, yeah, I enjoy the Orange After Dark events that we do, but my favorite event happened actually just this semester. My people on my floor like to sit outside in the hallways and talk. And about 2 weeks ago, I think it was like the first week we were back, and
That was fun.
First day that we were back, me and Wyatt went down the other side of the hallway because I had gotten a package, but I wasn't able to pick it up yet, and we had gone to check to see if I could, and I couldn't. So we had saw them when we went down to say hi, and we ended up sitting there talking for hours about conspiracy theories and cold readings, and one of the people on my floor could do cold readings, so we had him do a cold reading on one of the girls that's on my floor. So he was talking about cold readings and all that, and so it was interesting and really fun just to sit there for a couple hours. I think we sat there for 3 hours? And we also listened to his life story. The person who could cold read on my floor decided to tell us his life story because we asked. So it was a 2-part series, and we finished it, and it was fun, and it took forever, and we were up very late that night.
The backstory to this also was that Sierra was not feeling good and wanted to go to bed at like 7.
Yeah.
So I was trying to keep her up so she didn't have her sleep schedule off, and then we ended up staying up till like 2 in the morning. So that was kind of, it was like I got what I was working for, but more than I bargained for also, because I was way more tired than Sierra by the end of it.
Our next question is from Becky Barmore, and she asked, did you get your clicker to work? How are your classes, and how was the food this semester?
First one's for me. Yes, I got the clicker to work. No, it didn't work the first time. So I think I just couldn't get it to respond to the right channel. You have to, like...
It's channel, number, channel.
Yeah, I figured that out. I thought I did that the first time, but it wasn't. I don't think it was fully picking it up, but it did work the second time. So yes, clicker is good. My classes are good. I like all of them. Yeah, I mean, even the grammar class isn't terrible. I like my professor in that. So it's going pretty well. I'm happier with all of my classes overall this semester. So that's really fun.
My classes are classes. I enjoy 2 out of the 4. I really enjoy psychology. Psychology is really fun. I actually might decide to minor in that. And I enjoy biology, even though I have to take the lecture notes before the class. Chem is chem. It's just kind of there. And then I despise calculus because I hate math. And also they're doing regular math when I, over here, did pre-calculus as a common core math. So I didn't learn all the same stuff that everybody else had learned.
Yeah, also, because of her classes, 3 of them, 2 of them have labs. One of them meets 3 times a week and has a recitation. There's not just enough room in your schedule right now for you to take anything fun. Hopefully you can do that a little bit more next semester. Also, last question, how's the food? Consistent? Yeah. I wish they were actually a little bit more varying it up. I thought they varied it up a little bit at the end of last semester. They haven't had the pigs in a blanket. I want them.
You're just complaining about pigs in a blanket. They basically have the same food every other day. I think it's basically the same, except for on Wednesdays they have mac and cheese, which is great, and Wednesdays they also have chicken tenders, which is amazing. I get them together. I eat the same stuff, but I made Wyatt try Latik's earlier. It's a restaurant around here that delivers, and I love their mac and cheese with a passion, and it's the best here in the area. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it was a soul food place. It was pretty good. We've been eating mostly at BBB this semester. We ate a lot at Ernie Davis. We haven't been eating lunch as much. Generally, Sierra and I eat together. Our lunch breaks don't line up as much this semester, and it works out for us to eat breakfast, then dinner, and then sort of scavenge for lunch in the middle of the day because we both have 2-meal-a-day plans. And so that's that. I think I am going to try to maybe sometimes in a week, maybe on Tuesdays when you done? When we don't eat together, to go onto campus and hang out with friends or go to other dining halls, just for slightly more variety in the food, so I don't get bored because it's only February. So next up, Mag Donaldson asks whether Syracuse has a winter carnival, and I did not know the answer to this, so I have looked it up, and apparently, yes, Syracuse does have a winter carnival. Syracuse University puts on a winter carnival in a couple weeks, I think around February 20th. It's a 5-day celebration that the Traditions Commission puts on in accordance with student activities in Orange After Dark, and there's a bunch of indoor and outdoor activities. That's cool. Now I have something to do then. Also, in figuring that out, I've discovered that Syracuse, the city, puts on a winter fest around the same time in downtown. So there will be a lot of winter carnivals going on in Syracuse if the snow ever lets up, because
It doesn't.
That's what I'm afraid of.
You came to New York. What did you expect? Same thing with Groundhog Day. 6 more weeks of winter left.
Yeah, that's not fun. Okay, it's California. Groundhog Day is like, oh, cool, we get 6 more weeks of, like, 45 instead of 50. Here, I'm afraid of the groundhog. It holds power.
Yeah, it's gonna basically be winter up until spring break. So.
And I'm going to Albany for spring break. I'm not. This defeats the purpose.
Yeah, he's coming home with me. We'll give an update while we're there. You'll see all of my cats. It'll be great.
Yeah, it'll be
and my dog.
Cat state update.
So, one of Wyatt's friends named Leonard, and it's C99 afterwards, but that's not important.
Follow him on Instagram. His photos are great.
He asked, who do you think's going to win the Puppy Bowl this year?
I've been doing some analysis in preparation for broadcasting, and I think that Team Fluff they're the team to beat this year. They've got a rookie corgi quarterback, and they're gonna pull the upset this year. Good follow-up to that is from Lou, who asks, can the Eagles do it? And then amended that to, will the Patriots cheat to win? The answer to the first question is no, and the answer to the second question is actually also no. The Eagles are not going to beat the Patriots. I would like the Eagles to beat the Patriots, but I think the Patriots are going to win by 2 scores because they are just simply better than them.
I don't pay attention to any sports.
But I think the Eagles would have won if they had Carson Wentz. Sorry, Nick Foles.
I have no clue who you guys are talking about. I know that there's a thing called the Super Bowl. No, my grandfather watched it when the Giants were in it. He's a Giants fan.
Football Giants, by the way. The New York Football Giants, not the baseball Giants.
Sorry, forget you guys are Californians.
Yeah, we stole your team.
Yeah, I don't know why. They used to practice in New Albany, which is like 5 minutes from my house, and then they moved to New Jersey, and I feel like that's why they keep losing. Because they moved to New Jersey instead of Albany. Anyway, fun fact. No, because me and my puppy used to go over the summertime and watch them practice and all that. It's a huge event. Not like a huge event, but like the people in the area would go watch them. But yeah, besides that, I have no clue what you're talking about with sports. So, yay!
Wait, Patriots or Eagles? Pick one.
I don't know. I don't know.
You have a 50-50 chance.
None.
Okay, Sierra roots for chaos and predicts the stadium will implode.
I'm a chaotic evil.
Sierra's prediction is the stadium implodes, taking out both teams.
That'd be wonderful. Horrible, but wonderful.
All right.
I'm kidding. Okay, we have Pooley21 asking, what's our favorite curse word? My favorite curse word has to be I say a lot.
My favorite curse word is very versatile. A lot of different applications. Now you know. Lisa Wally asks, how does the second semester compare to the first? For me, it's better because my schedule is a little bit more balanced, which is great for me. It's kind of the opposite for Sierra. She had a balanced schedule last semester, and I just think I got run down towards the end of last semester, so I am feeling much better this semester, and I think that there's gonna be a lot more opportunity for me to do cool things this semester, so I'm excited about that.
My semester, as Wyatt said, is not as balanced, so it is not as good as my first semester was, but I did end the first semester on a good note, so that was good. Second semester, I hope to end on another good note, but I am more excited for actually the breaks in between, because if you don't know college, there's like 1 month of like introductory, like getting into it, then there's a second month, which is a push month, and you have your break, and then you have another like little relaxer, then the push, and then the pullback, and then the finals. My push is next week. I have 4 exams next week. I have 1 on Monday and then 3 on Tuesdays, which if you remember from earlier what I told you, my Tuesdays go from 9:30 to 9:30. So I have a 9:30 lab and then 3 exams in a row and then another lab, and then I get to come home. And then the next day after that I have another quiz. So it's just wonderful. But yeah.
Sierra's not going to be on the show next week because I'm going to have to scrape her off the ground when she gets back Tuesday and put her in a little container.
Yeah.
And then take that to her classes. I'll just put that on a desk with a sign that says Sierra because she might not be alive. Another part of this question is, how's your roommate? He just left, so I can say all the horrible things I want to say about him. No. Calvin's great. We hang out. No, we don't hang out that often. He just arrived. This question's about
Come
you,
in.
Calvin.
Come say hi.
No, wait, he can't because he's banned from performing.
No, come say hi. Come, put your face in here.
Hi, hello.
I'll blur your face out for mystery.
I doubt you have to. This is me. I just can't, sing or do a monologue on this.
So stay tuned for next year if I keep doing the show. Calvin will have to guest star with his very own solo. He hates me.
No. There we go.
So
Wait, no.
this question can actually go for you.
Okay.
How's your roommate?
I'm pretty awesome, I gotta say. I'm quiet.
He is. Sometimes I forget he's in the room.
I keep on my side. I don't clean my side, but, it's my side. So that doesn't pertain to him. Sierra also doesn't like that I clean my side.
You don't. No, it's not that I don't like that you clean it. You don't clean it. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist.
Yeah, what she said.
I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, and I like clean rooms. I helped Wyatt clean his room the other week. Yeah. So, but it's okay. We're all good. I still love you, Calvin.
We're keeping Sarah on this side of the room so she doesn't go throw away all Calvin's stuff.
I wouldn't throw away everything. I'd help him clean it.
Everything has its purpose, and while it may
Just
not
help
be
me. Let me
in
clean
its
your room.
intended space,
Just let me help me clean it.
all I have to do right now is put away my laundry. And while I choose not to do that right now, it's a pile of clean laundry in the basket, and maybe some is on. I'm not a slob, I promise you.
It's all right. You'll never see his side on camera.
I'd say I'm a good roommate.
I would say that too.
I let him use my TV to watch Star Wars.
That seals it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to deal with any of this. I don't have a roommate. I'm single. If you guys don't remember.
Yeah, you do have a single.
Yes, I do.
This is a long question. We're still going on Lisa Wally's question. Next up is, what part of the campus is your favorite? 100% the actual literal castle that we have. Because
Hogwarts.
It's a castle.
It's called Hogwarts.
It's called Krause College. I've only been in there once. It is basically Hogwarts. It also looks like the castle in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Especially now that we've got snow. And especially with the wind, I was looking at it while I was outside. I'm like, okay, if one of the roof tiles blows off, then this is a scene from the movie.
See, I have two favorite parts of campus. I like my college's domain where all the deans are and stuff. It's called Hall of Languages. It's the pretty white building that you see if you look up Syracuse University. That's my building. That's my college's building. It's the best building. I mean, I love Hogwarts. Don't get me wrong. And then my second favorite part of campus is Bird Library because they have a bunch of study rooms. They have really quiet study rooms on the top floor where there's no talking. It's gorgeous up there. You get the view. And then there's private study rooms all around each floor. You can get keys for them, and you can go up there and just be by yourself. And there's 6 floors of this library. It's amazing. And also on the bottom, they have a cafe where you can get drinks, and it's really nice. And I like it a lot.
Yeah, Bird's pretty cool. It doesn't look like much on the outside, but as soon as you go in, it's really awesome. All kinds of, and it's got, the bottom floor is kind of high tech, but also as you go further up, there's these old classic study rooms that she's talking about with old books on the walls. It's great.
Yeah, one of them's called the Sapphire Room, and the other one's the Plastic Room. My favorite's Sapphire because it's the one with the books all around you, but there's also the Plastic Room, which is a more modern, white-based room. You look out on the other side of campus. I'm not super fond of it. I like books. I like my old stuff.
Old stuff forever.
Yes. And then the last part of this question is for me specifically. She asked, where did you grow up, and why did I choose Syracuse? So, I grew up in Albany, New York, which is a good 2 hours, 10-minute drive from here. It's the capital of New York, actually, which a lot of people don't seem to understand. It's not pronounced Albany. It's pronounced Albany.
I keep messing that up.
Yes,
I know it's pronounced
he does.
Albany.
Anyway, so I grew up in Albany. I lived on the Albany-Guilderland border. Guilderland's a small town that's in the area. I grew up on that border. I was there my whole life. I was born and raised down there, and I only applied to 2 colleges. I applied to Syracuse and to Plattsburgh because they were the only 2 colleges that I was interested in, and they also had all my possible majors that I was thinking of. So, it was either 2 hours 10 minutes north or 2 hours and 10 minutes west, and west gave me more money, so that's why I came here. Plus, I love the campus more. I did visit both campuses before I decided, and Plattsburgh was a good place to go. I had people I already knew who had went there, but it just didn't appeal. Like, it didn't feel like I wanted to live there for a couple years. It was more of those brick buildings, and that's it. Well, Syracuse obviously has, like, the pretty buildings. It's great, and I also just legitimately love the campus, so it was fun. That's why I decided to come to Syracuse.
That honestly was a big part of why I decided to come to Syracuse too. Both of us, besides having the majors we were interested in, it looks like a college campus.
Yeah, it does.
For the last one, my friend Reese asks, he wants me to tell him the hardest thing to learn in moving across the country. There's a couple things that come to mind. One of which is the weather, obviously. I know everybody talked about it, and I knew it was going to be cold, and I knew it was going to snow, but it is still an adjustment to living in the snow after having, like, barely any weather in San Francisco my whole life, plus the drought. We didn't even get that much rain the last couple of years. So the weather is a big one, but it's not that bad. I don't freeze.
Just adding this year hasn't been bad at all. The only thing that's bad here is the wind. On average, Syracuse gets, I think, 124 inches of snow a year. It has not been a bad year at all. And New York itself has pretty, like, diverse weather. Like, one day, like the other day, it would be 40 degrees, it'd be 40, sunny, not much wind or anything, and then the day after that, it'll be, like, 5 degrees, feel like -5, and we'll be getting snow all over the place. So, I understand the slight adjustment, though I don't quite agree with it, but you know.
I agree. Makes a good point. There hasn't honestly been that much snow. It was just getting used to the temperature drop at the beginning, and now that it does get down to about where it feels like about -5. So I'm not used to that. So I did get used to about 25 degrees pretty fast, so that's not cold to me anymore. So I'm hoping I'll still get used to that. That's also not the only thing I learned in moving across the country. I sort of underestimated the travel and how much it takes to go anywhere to see anybody I know anymore. Because when I moved out, it was just sort of boom, and I was in Syracuse, and I could talk to my family, and people came and visited a couple of times last semester, so I never really felt far away. And it took till when I went to Katie and Jeremy's wedding last semester, and it took me 2 solid days of travel across 3 different states to get to see my family on Long Island. That plus the travel for Thanksgiving break, it's no longer easy to see my relatives and people I know from back in California. In the 21st century, it was harder to learn the distance and what that really means for me as sort of the only one on this far east of my family.
Yeah. See, I don't have that issue. As I said earlier, I'm a 2-hour, 10-minute car drive from home, but by bus, which is what I take home and back, so they don't come and have to get me every single time I decide to go home. It's about a 3-hour bus ride, but it isn't nearly as bad as him traveling all the way across country, which is one of the reasons why I suggested he decide to come home with me for a spring break. So,
yeah,
I'm excited.
It works out. So that's something I'll be doing in, about a month now?
Yeah, about 6 weeks.
Cool. That's not very long.
No.
This semester's kind of weird. It feels really short, but also like no time is passing.
Yeah, no.
It's been a bit of a weird one.
Plus, I've also been hyping it up for about 2 months now.
Yeah, she won't shut up about it.
I'm excited. I have never had, like, a friend come and stay with me for a prolonged period of time. Like, a couple days, yeah, but not for, like, more than 2 or 3 days. So having somebody, especially a new friend from college, which is, like, my best friend right now, but anyway, a new friend from college come and visit me. It's something new for me, and my family is excited. I'm excited. He gets to see all my animals and my cats.
All right, that's it for the Q&A. Thank you all for sending in your questions. It was a fun time answering. I'm glad we did that. Thanks to everybody again who responded. And if you didn't get your question in, we will do this again. So keep it in mind. Write it down. Send it to me, and I'll make sure next time we do a Q&A, I answer it for you. All right, that's gonna do it For Upstate Update and Radio WJBP, I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley.
And I'm Sierra St. Louis.
Signing off. We will see you next time.